Hi everybody, welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday for a fun new project. This Thursday I won't be live because we're finishing up our retreat and it just gets too hairy and crazy and busy to try to squeeze in a live. So you get me today, and then next Tuesday and Thursday we will start back on our normal routine. So I'm just going to make sure that we are live on my iPad, and we are, and I made sure my volume was turned down. I was watching Netflix earlier today and had my volume up, so it is down, and we are ready to create a fun new project. So I really wanted to concentrate on the things that are retiring. We only have a couple more weeks to be able to get things, so I wanted to feature the Dandelion Wishes. I haven't used it in a while, and it's such a beautiful set. So I'm going to show you a kind of fun, kind of whimsical way to use it tonight. So hello, Anna. Hello, Lisa. Good evening, Monique. Hello, everybody. So I had a pretty busy day. I went to run some errands and found out the stores weren't open when the website said it was, so I was a little annoyed. And then I was finishing up the make and takes for this weekend and realized I had to scrap all of them and start from scratch. So that was a bit frustrating, but I powered through it and got it all done with the help of my girlfriend. So hopefully things will go without a hitch. That's just a little bit of behind the scenes of getting ready for retreats. So anyway, I'm going to flip you over and I will show you what we're going to be working with. So this is the Dandelion Wishes. It is retiring and it is such a fun set. I love this I made a wish and you came true. Once I show you the card that we're going to be making, I'll kind of fill you in a little bit more on what I'm using that one for. But I love how, like this one, when you blow a dandelion, it literally, those little guys fly all over the place. And these little pieces, sending well wishes your way, love it. Wishing for a lifetime of love and happiness. That's perfect for a wedding card. It's perfect for it. So that's what, this is a stamp set we're going to be using. And my original card, I actually used the triple banner punch, which is retiring also. But these guys, sorry, there's a glare on it. But these guys, I'm so sad, are retiring. The 2-inch circle punch and the 2 1/4 inch circle punch. So that's what we're going to be using on today's card. So let me bring in the card we're going to be making. So here it is. This is using, oh, it's got to focus a minute, sorry. This is using the Misty Moonlight stamps, or the Misty Moonlight cardstock. And then I made a wish and you came true. So we found out on Saturday that we are going to be grandparents to a grandson, a little boy. So I thought this card was actually quite perfect for him. So I'm going to send this to my daughter and her husband. I made a wish and you came true, so it is perfect. So, and then I had enough to do the envelope as well. So that is what we're going to be playing with. And I want to show you, I don't know, hopefully it'll focus a little bit. So I heat embossed the dandelions, and I did it kind of in a little bit different of a way. I usually don't heat emboss with our Whisper White ink pad, but it literally makes the white so much brighter and sharper. So that's actually what we're going to be doing tonight. So let me bring in what we need. So you do need an envelope. We're going to decorate the outside of it. And I did put the measurements in before I went live, but I'll go over them with you as well. So this is a piece of Misty Moonlight, and it measures 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it right in half at 5 1/2. You will need 2 pieces of basic white, even though I only brought one over, so we're just going to do the outside. I'm not going to do the inside. But you need 2 of these, and it measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. The designer series paper, if you cut it, so you're going to cut it at 3/4 of an inch first, and this is what's going to be left. And that is exactly the size you need for your envelope. So this is 3 3/4 by 5, and these guys layer on top of each other. And then I have a couple pieces of scrap. So our basic white is 3 inches by 3 1/2. And our Misty Moonlight is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then I went ahead and punched some circles. So let's get started. There is a fly buzzing around and he's driving me crazy. Okay, so first I want to do is I'm going to grab my embossing buddy. We don't sell these anymore. We used to. I'm not quite sure if they're going to bring them back eventually, but this just takes the static off of your card base. Can you see the fly buzzing around? He literally is going to die pretty soon. So I'm going to just rub this on just so it takes off the static electricity on there. And then I'm going to bring in the Whisper White ink pad. So using this by itself, it works perfectly, but you just have to let it dry. It doesn't dry instantly like our other inks do. So you do want to just be super gentle with it. You can always heat it with your heat embossing tool or just set it aside and let it dry. But that's why I am going to stamp in the white and then heat emboss in the white. So I'm just going to stamp my image. And I know the backing is not on this guy because this is an older set and it doesn't cling as well, so I didn't put the backing on. Now this one I did, but I don't know if you can see, I had to put a little mini glue dot on the back of it to hold the stamp on the block. So if they don't stick perfectly, you can always do a little mini glue dot on the back of it. So I'm going to stamp this as well. We're just going to heat all at one time. There we go. And you can see when you usually use Versamark, it doesn't show such a bright image. And this one, you can already tell that it's white, but we are actually going to make it even whiter. So let me pull in my little tub and get my spoon out. So I'm going to pick some up, and I want to just make sure that I'm not touching the cardstock because I have oils on my hands. All of us do. And I don't want to get embossing powder where I don't want it. So I'm just going to heat this up or sprinkle this on. And you can already tell that it is a lot whiter. So let's just wait till we heat it and it is going to be so beautiful. Hopefully we have time. I have prepped 2 more cards to make. I already did the heat embossing just because I didn't want it to take up so much of everybody's time. So hopefully we can at least put them together. So I'm going to always close this back up before you turn on your heat gun. Otherwise, you're going to have embossing powder all over the place. Okay, so this is the Stampin' Up! Heat gun. There's 2 different levels. I always put it on the highest, and you want to let it get warm. It won't melt until it's pretty warm. So it is going to be loud, and I do apologize in advance, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on 2. And oh, see, it's already blowing everything away. I'm going to actually grab my tool so I can hold it down so it doesn't burn my fingers. So hopefully this is close enough. You're going to be able to see that it's going to melt the plastic that we just sprinkled on there. Oh, yep, it's already starting. Can you see how much whiter and brighter that is? So there we go. You know it's all melted when everything is shiny. If it's still dull, that means you need to heat it a little bit more. Hopefully you guys can hear me over this loud embossing machine. I'm just going to move this around my paper a little bit. You don't want to keep it in one spot too long because you don't want to burn your paper. I'm going to try to burn this little fly that's bugging me. He's too quick. Okay, so it looks like it's almost done. Just going to leave it on another second longer. Oh my goodness. Okay, that looks like it's pretty dry. It is loud, especially when you're doing a Facebook Live. Can you tell how much brighter that is when you stamp it in the Whisper White, and then you heat emboss it in white? And then we have Sending Well Wishes Your Way. So this is the same image out of the same stamp set. So now all we have to do is start assembling our card. It's literally as easy as that. This is a super simple but super elegant card. So we're going to layer that right on top of the circle, and I use the 2-inch circle punch and the 2 1/4-inch circle punch. Yes, Lisa, you love heat embossing. I actually do too, and I don't do it as much as I should, but I really do enjoy it also. I literally remember it like it was yesterday. I was in the house when my daughter moved out. One of my daughters moved out. I took over her bedroom, and it was the very first time I heat embossed. And I ran out and showed my husband. I was like, you have to see how amazing this is. And I still get that way every single time. I did forget to mention the designer series paper pack that we're using. And I've actually used this on the last couple Facebook Lives. It's called Flower for Every... Oh, it's right here in front of me. I was looking for it. It's called Flowers for Every Season. And you have the sunflowers on one side. And then the other side is just kind of not very muted, but it's just not as bright and bold as this side is. So that's why I actually picked the little bit muter side. Okay, so, oh my goodness, maybe I'll stick that fly underneath the glue. Maybe he'll land on the glue. Ugh, so frustrating. Okay, so we're just layering that on top. So there we go. We have our 3 pieces layered, and now all we have to do is attach this to our card base. So I'm going to fold this over and give it a good crease. And now we can start assembling. Your other piece of basic white that I had put in the description, because you need 2 of them, as long as your cardstock is dark, you do want to put a piece on the inside just so you can write your sentiment on it. I did forget that portion of it, so we only have the piece that's going to go on the outside, but your other piece would go on the inside. And now we can start assembling this. I went ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this one, and I only put dimensionals on the bottom portion of our sentiment. So I'm going to flip this over and just make sure I only put dimensionals on the bottom. And I'll show you why in a quick second. So let's peel all these off. There we go. So I'm going to pick this one up and just hold it. And let's put this one right there. Looks good. And I didn't want double dimensions on here, so I am just going to put a little bit of Tombow. And the dimensionals are going to hang off, so you still have this popped up, but it's not super thick that it's going to get caught in the mail. But there we go. Super cute, right? And one last thing is I did tie a little bow, and I did a little banner ears on the bottom. Actually, that's for the second card. I was going to show you how to do that. So I just have some of our basic white with ribbon, and I'm going to do bunny ears. I'm going to cross them over, flip it through the bottom, and then pull your little bunny ears until you get the size bow you want. Super easy. I love tying bows. A lot of the ladies pretty much have mastered tying bows, so I don't get to tie many of them. So to do the little banner at the end, I'm going to fold the ribbon in half, and I'm going to cut up. And that gives you a little bit of a banner. So I'm going to come over here, do the same thing, fold this in half, and I'm going to cut up. There we go. So just gave it a cute little bit of a banner at the end of your bow. Just another little added tidbit to make your card super duper special. So let's see, you could put it here. I actually think I might just put it right here. There we go. So fun, right? And let's do the envelope really quick. So remember, this is the piece that we cut off of our designer series paper. So if you put this right up next to it, you're going to have it at 6 inches. But I cut this at 3 3/4, so this was my scrap piece. So I'm going to put some, oh, how does Natalie always know when I am on a live? Oh, Mom's on a Facebook Live. Let's call her. I swear that child, she has to know it. That or she forgets. Okay, so I just put adhesive on the flap and I lined up the edge to the top. And just going to let it sit there and attach for 1 quick second. And then we're going to flip this over and give it a little bit of a haircut. Just trim around the edge. And now your envelope matches your card. So I not only have a card to send to my daughter congratulating her on having a little boy, but I also have a card sending well wishes your way if somebody isn't feeling good. Okay, so there's that one. And then there's the original one. And this one I did the triple banner punch for the little saying. All of those are retiring. So everything that I'm using today is retiring. And I'm super duper sad about the 2-inch and the 2 1/4 inch. You can tell I use these a lot because it's all scuffed on the outside. But it is definitely a go-to punch that I use a lot. So this one, I've already done a lot of it. I just figured I would sit and put them together with you. So I went ahead and attached that extra scrap piece to the envelope. And I already heat embossed it. And this one I did in Bumblebee. So it literally doesn't matter what color you use the Whisper White ink pad on. As long as you heat it with the white embossing powder, it literally makes it pop. It is so fun. So I'm just going to put some adhesive. I'm going to attach. And let's attach the circle. And while those are drying, we will put everything else together. And see, you could use the colors on this side of your paper, but I wasn't sure if dandelions and these went together. So that's why I decided to use the opposite side. And this designer series paper pack, it's on the clearance rack right now, and I think it's $6. So I have used this 6x6 paper, and I still have quite a bit left. And I believe it's a $6.50 or $6.40. It's right about $6. So it's super great price. And you could literally make all the cards that I have done the last week and a half using the same designer series paper, because that's what I've used. So we're going to attach this. Let's flip these over and put some dimensionals on the back. So you guys having a good evening? Anything fun going on? We ate dinner and then started watching a little bit of TV, and then I had to come out to do the live. I'm just going to flip that over and make sure I'm going to put the dimensionals on the bottom. And then I'll go in and finish watching our show and probably go to bed. Nothing exciting over here. I wish. Okay, let's pick these guys up and set it down. There we go. Let's put a little bit of adhesive up top. We'll put that one right there. And then magic of Facebook Lives, our bow is already done. And I'm just going to put that one right there as well. Super fun, right? There we go. Okay, let's do one more. Oh, we definitely have time. Hopefully you guys don't mind watching me do one more. So this one I decided to do in Just Jade. So again, I went ahead and decorated the envelope. I actually love decorating envelopes. I don't do it as much as I should, but I do enjoy it. I think it makes it so pretty. So there we go. And this is Just Jade with the basic or the Whisper White ink and the white embossing powder. And then I'll bring all of them in to show you how beautiful they all look. Okay, so just adhering everything together. There we go. All that's drying. Let's fold our card base. Give it a good crease. And we can start assembling. I actually thought this was going to take a little bit longer than what it did. I love how our paper, our stamps, ink, and paper, everything matches perfectly. I love it. It literally makes a card just polished and finished and beautiful. I'm using the edges of the adhesive of the dimensionals just because I guess I ran out. Since they're tiny, I'm gonna put an extra one right there. Gotta stock up my Facebook Live table. I actually took my little cart that I have in the RV garage for the retreat, so I actually don't have much out here. Okay, so let's put this one down. Let's flip this over and put some adhesive on here. And there we go. And wait, oh, one more thing. I pulled it and it was sitting on top of the punch and it kind of pulled it out of its bow, but it'll work. Let's put a bow on here. There we go. Look how easy that is. Super duper easy, totally duplicatable, and doesn't take much time at all. Literally, you could do an assembly line, cut all of your paper at the same exact time, cut all of your cardstock, your designer series paper, tie your bow, punch your circles, and literally you could make all of these in a matter of probably 30 minutes or less. So here's a Just Jade. This one is Bumblebee. And these two are Misty Moonlights. So there you go. Super quick, super easy, and super beautiful. I don't know if super beautiful is the word, but it is for my Facebook Live tonight. So this is the Dandelion Wish, and I did put a link if anybody wants to get it before it is completely gone and retired. And then you have your 2 1/4 inch circle punch, your 2-inch circle punch, and then don't forget about this beautiful Flowers for Every Season designer series paper pack. Okay, that was it. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. Literally, that was 22 minutes to make 4 cards. Not too shabby, is it? Okay, well, I won't be back on Thursday because we're on our last weekend retreat, but I will be back next Tuesday at 7 for another fun project. Maybe we'll break into the new catalog stuff. Maybe we'll start playing with those and I can start showing off some of the amazing things and amazing colors. Oh, I'm so excited to show you guys. Okay, I will see everybody on Thursday or sometime this weekend. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.